right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live. My name is Corey Baumeister.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
All right, and we got Rob in the booth. Say what's up, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
Rob will be taking all your questions, comments, concerns, and burns. You can make sure to tag at Star City Games. He will get his favorite questions or comments sent over to us, and we will do our best to answer them. All right, so today we are starting, I should say, our Yorion versus Lurrus companion battle throughout Modern and Pioneer on Thursday to really just prove in kind of a fair world where Lurrus and Yorion are both good. Standard's a different story right now. Lurrus is just not that good right now, or at least hasn't proven itself to be good enough to compete with Yorion. That wasn't a very fair fight, but Pioneer and Modern, we're both seeing a lot of both of those companions and have quite a lot of good results.
Yeah, and you can play them in different decks. We saw in match one, we both sort of played combo control decks.
Yep.
Now in match two, I am playing a creature combo deck. This is Devoted Devastation with Lurrus, a deck that we've seen quite a bit in some of the high-level Modern tournaments online.
Yep.
It's actually a deck I'm losing to a lot with my Zombie Copter deck.
Okay.
Which normally I would think like Collective Brutality is awesome against Devoted Druid decks historically.
Yeah.
Because they have key spells that they hold in their hand until turn 3 or 4, and they're on turn 2 they're tapping up for a 2 toughness creature.
Yeah.
But Lurrus really has given that deck a huge degree of resilience to removal.
Yep.
And I just haven't had the clock to close them out before they rebuild. So I've been really impressed by the deck. I've seen several lists. I'm playing Lapless Jan's list, who has put up several results with it on Magic Online. Really interesting build with 4 copies of Post-Mortem Lunge.
Okay. Wait, I don't even know what that card is.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is a card that we've seen in small numbers in these decks, but I've never seen 4 before this. It costs X and a Phyrexian black mana.
Okay.
So really just X and 2 life. And you zombify a creature with converted mana cost X or less. Turn the graveyard to your battlefield. It gains haste, and you either sacrifice it or exile it at end of turn.
The point is you win that turn with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, if you target Devoted Druid when you still have the Vizier, because oftentimes, you play your, Cord or your Vizier, and they kill your Devoted Druid in response, and then, you're left with it on the battlefield. It's not doing a whole lot.
Yep.
Your opponent thinks they're safe because they're thinking, oh, you have to get the Devoted Druid into play and then untap so it's not summoning sick, and then you Post-Mortem Lunge them. And they're playing 4
That's
copies.
That's scary. Yeah.
So, sometimes you can Post-Mortem Lunge even a Lurrus just to get an extra card back. I guess if you wanted it permanently, I don't know why, maybe Giver of Runes, but
sure.
Giver is another really, really good card in this deck. Being able to go turn 1 Giver, they have to kill that. Turn 2 Devoted Druid, they have to kill that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you have to set up the next couple turns, and then on the next turn, then turn 4, you have Lurrus plus Giver of Runes.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have to kill the Lurrus, but then you get to untap with the Giver.
Yeah.
And then if you Devoted Devastation or Finale Devastation for Devoted Druid, now you've got active Giver and Devoted Druid.
Yeah.
Everything's all wrapped up. So the deck really can keeping its boot on your neck, so to speak.
Yeah.
To where you're never feel safe and you're never able to really turn the corner against it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I do think the Lurrus is a lot better in this deck. The last deck, it's going to have certain matchups where it's good when your opponent's like against Jund, where they're Culligan's commanding to deal with Thopter Foundry. It's going to be really good there because things are actually being destroyed. But here, people have to destroy these cards, or like you said, the game's over. So you will be getting value out of Lurrus. And from my end, this is probably the best Yorion deck in Modern, just because it's the only deck where Yorion is also giving you a mana advantage thanks to Uroza, Lord High Artificer. This is just one of the sickest plays. I'm playing Temur Uroza, a deck that has honestly been tier 1 since... Well, Dylan Donegan basically played it constantly, and
he top 8'd the Super Qualifier yesterday playing Prowess, which was super surprising.
Yeah.
Because this deck put 2 in the top 8 of the previous Super Qualifier.
And I mean, even the weekend before that, 2 people in the finals of the challenge, me and Dylan.
Yeah.
So this deck has not gone away. It's something you really got to be prepared to deal with. It's a deck that goes into just so many different angles. It's really hard to deal with as well.
It can be aggro. It can be control. It doesn't have the combo element because you're not playing Thopter Sword, but sometimes it can feel that way.
It does.
With its Yorion turns.
Urza and Yorion is the new Thopter Sword in this deck, because it is like a combo, because whenever you play Urza and you're allowed to play Yorion the same turn, this is basically free. and then you get to blink stuff out, and then you have disruption on your opponent's turn. Those are the sickest turns with Yorion, and this deck just really has not gone down in power level. So
it's not a combo that literally wins the game on the spot, but it's so degenerate it feels like the game's over, and often that feeling is correct.
Exactly. Okay, so shall we get into it? This should be another intense match because, well, Modern is just all about intense matches. Like, it's so good right now.
Truly, and I think Modern has taken a lot of unnecessary flack over the last 3 years. I actually think since Fatal Push was introduced to the format and Golgari Grave Troll and Gitaxian Probe were banned, which was quite a while ago. That was when fair Death Shadow emerged. Basically since that point, with the exception of a brief time when Dredge was when Dredge had popped up and people hadn't reacted to it, and then like Hogak time and Oko time, which is a lot of the last year, but we're talking 2.5 of the last 3 years. I think Modern has actively been a very good format, a very fun format. And now I actually think it's the best it's ever been. So it's even better.
I think it is the healthiest it's ever been. And I do think Faithless Looting was a little bit of a parasite that was running around this format for too long. And I know that's tough for you to hear. And okay, I'll head out. But Faithless Looting was bad. Mox Opal was bad. And those were cards that people were screaming for bans for the longest time. Yeah.
This is a Faithless Looting house. While you're under my roof.
Sure, Ross, sure. I won't say bad things about Faithless Looting, but that card was bad. Bad for Magic. All right, let's do some battling. All right. I like it. This hand makes me happy.
This hand also makes me happy.
Okay.
I will start with the Giver of Runes.
Yep. And I usually don't kill those things as effectively with this deck. We have Galvanic Blast, but not a ton of them. So we are going to sack this.
19.
I'm going to go to, I think I want to go to 17 here. Let's check it out. Kind of want to get a Stomping Ground if I have one of these. I'm not 100% sure. I was usually playing one in my list, but this was from the most recent challenge.
I'll help you out there.
All right, thanks. Yeah, these Yorion decks, too large. Probably not, huh?
I'm not seeing one.
Okay, that's fine. I will get a Breeding Pool here.
You playing a Gilded Goose?
A goose. Not as important as your turn 1 play, but it's still decent.
Okay. Well, we'll get you a food too. That's the important part. Is you get Chris Barone and an adorable dog.
You gotta love it. Okay.
The true companion.
The true companion. And then I'll pass to you.
My favorite part of Aspiring Spike stream with the Miracles deck. So it plays Kahira in the sideboard because it's creatureless.
Yeah.
You just can. And it kept calling. So it's like everybody's calling it a companion. It's like, doesn't really do that much. I don't want to call it a companion. It's more of an acquaintance than a companion.
Yeah.
The real companion is Athena, his dog, which is often featured on the
okay, I like that.
Athena's the real companion. Okay, well, I have Forest into Devoted Druid.
Okay.
Corey is under a lot of pressure.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Bad Radius said, saying Faithless Looting is bad for Magic is like saying Brainstorm is bad for Magic. You're probably right, but no one will invite you to parties.
That's pretty accurate. That is pretty accurate. Okay. Well, we got to just set up a good turn next turn. I don't think I can do anything about a turn 3 kill here, which is sad. Because you have... This can gain protection from colorless. That's important.
Yes. Slight difference between it and Mother of Runes in addition to the extra point of toughness.
All right, we're going to go with a second Goose. I'm going to go with a Emery.
Yep.
Activate. 1, 2, 3, 4. We hit Uro, but no artifacts. And then going to sack. Is that good? Maybe that's not great. Yeah, we're still going to do it. We're going to play a Spell Bomb. Probably doesn't matter anyways. And then pass to you.
Also, Corey, Ten and Grace had a question for you. Do you know who won the Pioneer Challenge this weekend? He hasn't been able to find the info and thought you might be up to date on that.
No, I haven't. Yeah, I heard this was a really soft one, so I didn't really care to check it out.
I think their screen name was Wordy. They won the Saturday Pioneer Challenge.
Yeah.
That's got to be the one he's talking about.
That's got to be, yep.
Okay, well, I'm going to cast a Vizier of Remedies.
Okay.
And I'm going to make 10 billion mana.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you this Duskwatch Recruiter, draw all my creatures, but I also have the Ballista anyway.
All right, well, you had the blade. And I didn't have, I needed like 2 Galvanic Blasts, like you said. Like, what am I going to do to that?
And then even if you have that, then you probably don't have an answer to Lurrus.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, granted, I didn't have a third land. That was actually what I wanted this entire time because it played around Rebuke, but you obviously tapped out, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
I probably would have jammed regardless because then I could just play the bird and next turn have Lurrus.
Honestly, as crazy it is, though, I think if I'm on the play, I still think I'm probably disadvantaged to win this game with how we're set up, but I have a lot better chance.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, because I get to
Emery Spellbomb is
yeah, because I was going to be able to go Goose turn 1, turn 2, Spellbomb into Emery, not be able to kill Giver, but then the turn after I can go kill. I think I need another. I may not have still had double red, so I think I still might have been screwed to the Giver.
The lack of Stomping Ground might have gotten you.
Yeah,
but I also wasn't drawing lands, and that would have definitely helped you a lot because that means I can't deploy my hand fast enough to overload your 1 removal spell a turn.
Yeah. Well, blink and you miss these games here. This could be quite a scary matchup here.
Game ones have been good so far. Let's see if the sideboarding helps because now I'm the deck that has 4 Hail Suffers.
Yeah, well, so do I, but I guess they're not coming in. But
okay. We're going to head to sideboard here, and we will finish up this match right after the break between Lurrus Devoted Devastation and Yorion Temur Uroza. Don't go anywhere.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to sideboarding here with Temur Uroza up against Lurrus Creature Combo. What are we calling it these days?
Lurrus Devoted Devastation.
Lurrus Devoted Devastation.
Unless I got overruled.
No, it is Devoted Devastation.
All right, I like it. So up against the creature combo deck here, I am going to be taking out Cryptic Command. It's just a little clunky against you. The tap ability is almost never good. And when I'm trying to walk into Veils, it doesn't seem great. Lightning Bolts are pretty easy inclusions for me. And then outside of that, I don't have a great sideboard for it because this is supposed to be an aggro destroyer, but you are a very odd aggro deck. You are not trying to win in conventional ways, so it is a lot different. And you're a combo deck, but I don't have a ton of ways to deal with combo cards outside of dampening spheres for those kind of combo decks. So it is going to be a little tricky here. I guess maybe I bring in. I think 1 Tormod's Crypt is almost better than the. It's okay. Yeah, I think 1 is better than 1 Gust, honestly. Bringing that back with Emery might, do something to your stuff here. I think Aether Gust is just quite bad, so.
I would like Crypt a lot more if it was Soul Guide Lantern.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, it is a lot better that way.
I think you can afford to move in that direction, too, because there's very little Dredge around these days.
Yeah.
Tormod's Crypt was initially there because Dredge has been quite popular, but in the last 2-3 weeks, because there's a lot of extra graveyard hate and just recursive graveyard hate. People recasting with Emery and Lurrus over and over again. Like that, you can recover when you're playing Dredge from a Tormod script. You can't really recover from 3 of them.
Yeah, no, not really.
So that's been a big problem for Dredge. There's way less of it. So I think you can. That's a change that I would make if I was playing a deck like this.
Yeah, seems smart.
Soul Guide Lantern and its ilk, Nile Spellbomb if you're a black deck, so much better in just the normal fair matchups. Especially Lurrus and Uro and Emery decks that are using their graveyard a little bit, but not a ton. So being able to deal with the things that you need to deal with, exile the Uro with the ETB from the Lantern, or exile their graveyard and draw a card with Nile Spellbomb. Is really, really nice.
Yeah, that does seem better. I would make that an inclusion as well. What do you got for me?
I am, bringing in the Collector Roof, which I think is pretty clear cut, and a couple Veils. Because you're a red removal deck, I don't think all 4 Veils is warranted. I do expect you to move away from expensive counter spells because of the threat of Veil, and the fact that my curve is just really low.
Yeah, exactly.
For cheap counter magic, so I don't want to overload on them. I think Postmortem Lunge is a card that I don't want to draw too many copies of, and I do, expect some graveyard hate sometimes. It's weak against hate. And then Cord is the weakest tutor in the deck, just because it's the clunkiest one. It effectively costs 3 on top of what you're doing. The other ones all cost 2 on top, Finale or Aladdin's Call. And this deck actually doesn't convoke very well.
Yeah.
Your cheap creatures are mainly just mana creatures. You're almost never playing your Vizier early and convoking with that.
Yeah.
So you don't actually convoke well.
And my whole goal is to kill all your creatures, so it makes convoke even worse. So, I like it. All right. Well, I do not feel great about this match with how game 1 went. It was an absolute beating. Being on the play, I think, is going to help. This definitely seems like a scary matchup for sure.
Yeah, the turn 1 giver, turn 3 kill you on the plays. That's a hard curve to beat. But
that is a tough one,
It's not actually a super hard draw for this deck to have.
No, not really. I mean, you play 4 of each. Play 4 of all of them,
And then with the Vizier, you can have Vizier and a tutor. You can have 2 tutors. You can have a tutor and a ballista, a tutor and Duskwatch recruiter. You have so many redundant copies of all of those cards.
Yeah.
So it's really just about having the giver and the devoted druid.
Yeah.
And from there, if you're making 2 or 3 land drops, like you probably have a rolled up.
Yeah, you got to have something else more than likely. And when decks are not focused, that's when you get to win a lot of game ones, I imagine, with that deck. And then I bet it gets a little tougher with sweepers and stuff for certain decks. But you won't see any sweepers from my end because I'm supposed to beat Aggro already with Uroza and a decent amount of keys file removal.
Problem is, I'm a creature deck that Uro just isn't good against.
Yeah, luckily I do have EE. EE is excellent against
that
you.
Is a nice one.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to be on the play.
I remember playing the Devoted Druid combo in Elves a few years ago. I played against a Scapeshift opponent, Gruul Scapeshift.
Yeah.
And I was on the play, and I just killed them turn 3 on the play game 1. And that back then, they usually weren't taking bolts. They just had Angers in their main.
Okay.
My opponent had an Anger in their hand, but just died with 2 mana in play.
Yes.
And then game 2 on the draw, I just went turn 1 Burg and Forge Tender, turn 2 Devoted Druid, turn 3 kill you.
Oh, God. That's nasty. Okay, this hand is awesome. This hand is awesome. I'm going to keep.
It's quite good. Okay, so this hand is already awkward given it's a 1-lander, but I have 2 baubles. So I don't have an issue making my land drops. The other problem,
maybe.
Maybe. I don't have a Devoted Druid. I don't have a really good turn 2 play, so I think this is still a mulligan. Like, turn 2 Duskwatch Recruiter is just not what I'm looking at.
Yeah, that sounds great. All right, keep that. Keep that all day.
I guess I probably would have played like Spell Scout on turn 2, but that hand really needed a mana creature on turn 1, so then I could go like Spell Scout on turn 2, then have any tutor for the Devoted Druid on turn 3. Even that's a little slow on the draw.
A little bit. All right, Rob, you got a question while he shovels up?
Yeah, if you all were playing in the Lotus Box Modern Tournament this weekend, what deck would you choose?
You know, honestly, and this sucks to say with how Magic Online is set up, I would play Yorion Copycat if it wasn't so click intensive, and the fact that if I have a combo out and my opponent doesn't concede, which, you know, when we're playing for something, people just normally don't, you know, which sucks because whenever anyone has a combo for me, I'm gonna scoop it up. But I would play that in a real life tournament. But as far as, you know, what it's going to be on Magic Online, I would play my first deck there. That Temur Scapeshift list looks awesome. I think Temur Uroza is kind of not the thing of a past, but it's been a little bit more targeted. People are more prepared to deal with it. That seems like a tougher deck for people to play since it's rather new, and I would be jamming that. How about you?
I'm going to keep playing my Orzhov Lurrus Copter deck. Playing for a while. Still like it. Played a little bit more Pioneer in the last week, but I'm definitely going to be putting in some work because my plan is to play the Modern Challenge on Saturday, the Lotus Box event on Sunday, so it's going to be an all-modern week for me, and we're going to tune up that deck as best I can.
God, I might have to join you. I got the weekend free. I might have to do that. That sounds fun.
I got to put a card back, and it's going to be this superfluous mana creature.
Okay, I got a Delta, and I'll pass to you.
I will play a Birds of Paradise.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
End step. I will go to 17.
Kill my bird.
I'm killing it. Bolt the bird.
Bolt my bird.
Blast the bird.
What a jerk.
I know.
Jerky jerk face.
All right, I need a steam vent here if I can find that. There we go. All right.
Jerk store called. They're running out of you.
Well, let me repopulate. All right, so 17.
Have to call my supplier.
Yeah. Get more of me. All right, so kill that bird. Now I think I am just going to say go. Whoa, dropping cards.
Pass the turn.
All right, I will sack this. I think I'm going to take 3 again.
I'm going to respond to the fetch with a call.
Okay, you got it.
Get Devoted Druid.
Okay. Call away, buddy. Call away.
So you're at 14?
I'm at 14. Yeah, life doesn't matter that much here, even though you are technically a creature deck. It is not really an aggro deck.
Bad at attack.
Yeah, so I'm going to play Quaddle, untap.
Yep.
All right, not a bad draw here. I'm going to go with a Goose, get a Crisperone, and interesting. I think I will attack for 1 and then say go.
So I'm at 19.
Yep, past you. Be interesting what you want to do here.
Is interesting what I want to do here.
So I'm representing a lot of things. Basically everything in my deck.
4 cards?
4 cards, yep.
I am going to play a Collector Oof.
Collector Oof.
Big oofs.
That's an oof, okay.
Resolves?
Yep.
Pass the turn.
All right, end step, Quaddle.
Yep.
Draw. All right, we're gonna untap. Thought Devoted Druid in play. Oh, that's an interesting one.
I don't want you to draw interesting ones.
Gonna play this.
No interesting ones.
I'm sorry, it's interesting.
Tap out and die.
Let's see here. All right, I think we have our good sequence here. It involves getting in there.
17.
And I will play a goose.
Yep.
Get a food and pass to you.
Instead of crack fetch, go to 16.
Okay.
I will get Temple Guard.
Okay. You said what life total? Sorry. 16 to 14, correct?
Yep.
Perfect. And you got 1 million cards?
4.
Okay.
Not a ton.
We know one is a Devoted Druid.
That you do.
And I can't gain any life with my CRISPR-own, so these are just beautiful pictures of the pup.
Attack for 2.
Okay, I will go to 12.
It's a very awkward card to draw after I just cast Collector Oof.
What? Oh, the card you just drew? Yeah. What artifact did you draw?
Let's play a 2/2 Ballista.
All right.
The race is on.
Right.
Taking a point for that, going to 15.
Okay. I like it.
Pass the turn. Seems like Corey has counter spells, so I'm just trying to play other threats that will eventually force some action. I'm ahead in the race.
I have an absolutely stellar turn plan for next turn, and the real question is, do I care about either of these threats? And honestly, kind of not. I really don't care. Okay, so we're just going to make a food. Untap.
This is going to be the Uroza Yorion turn.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Okay, so we're going to get in there.
I'm at 13.
Okay. And we're going to go with Urza. We got one of these. Now the question is, what land do I want to play? I think I want to... You know what? I'm going to actually go like this. I'm going to leave this open, and I'm going to put a Galblast on top.
Okay.
With the Sanctuary. Play Urza off this, leave this open, and now 3 blue, 4 blue, and now if I want to leave open a red mana for this Galblast that I'm going to draw, I have to sack a food.
Which is perfectly fine.
Yeah, perfectly fine. Play Yorion.
Yep.
I'm going to blink out these 5 permanents.
Yep.
They are going to come back.
So we got 2 more food, 2 cards,
food,
and another construct.
2 cards, Matthias, and yeah, that's it. Here go. Gotta love that turn, you know, where you get to then have, now I have 4 mana available. Could represent any counter spells. I got to put something on top. Just absolutely go nuts. All right, nice 2/2s, bro.
You also have 18 power on the battlefield.
Yeah, nice 2/2s. These games have been very close.
You have me at 13?
Yeah. Want to lure us back your birds there, buddy?
Yep. Lurrus.
Okay.
Go to 12, play a bird.
Okay.
You can go.
All right. All right. I'll hit you for 8, and then, well, I guess I can't just attack in the air because you have a bird, so maybe that doesn't do it. I'm sure it does. 1, 2, 3.
You have cryptic?
No, I took them out.
Oh, yeah, you took those out.
So I think I will still Galv Blast. Probably the Lifelinker. I think that is a problem anyways. So we'll untap. These are all foods. There's that. That should probably do it. Oh, no, I got... Okay. So... I can do that. Bounce. Kill this, bounce that. You're at 12. You can block one thing. And you take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... 12. Okay, all right. So let's go with a Galv Blast here on the oof. Then let's go with tap some foods, Spellbomb, bounce.
Okay, kill both Quaddles.
Yep. They're dead. Then I will attack with these.
And I have to block a construct and take 11.
4, 5,
that puts me to 1.
I'll make 2 food.
Yep.
Make 2 foods there and lock it up.
Did you have a counterspell at some point?
No, I never did.
Yeah.
I had multiple Galv Blasts. I kept an over of 2 blasts, 2 Quaddles. So the way you played, it gave me a little bit more of a chance because you weren't aggressive enough.
Yeah.
But I also, like, if you dropped on turn 2, if you didn't play... or if you played the Druid instead, I still had the blast for that.
Yeah.
And then I was going to Sanctuary back. So I had 3 total blasts, basically, which I think was probably going to be good enough no matter what you did.
Yeah, I was hoping to bait a counterspell with the oof, but then I drew like the 2 things that my oof shuts off, which is really awkward.
Classic.
Probably needed to be more aggressive there.
All right, that's the game I was really, really hoping that would be somewhat easier because this game 3 is going to be quite rough. Quite rough, so...
We'll see.
Yeah. All righty. Rob, you got any questions for us?
Yeah, we had some questions about, do you think it's possible to build a decent mid-range deck in this format without a companion, or do you just have to kind of look at Yorion?
I still think like Jund without a companion is completely fine. Playing Bloodbraid, playing Liliana is still good. I do think it's not as good, personally, just because of the 8 cards in your hand. But, I mean, it is powerful cards, and it's hard to say Jund mid-range is a bad deck. But it's also hard to say Jund mid-range is a good deck. So
I know nobody's doing it. I'm in the, if you're playing fair, play a companion camp.
You would be surprised. My dropping bombs this week, which is going to be on my 3rd deck, round 1, no companion. Classic Jund.
Was their deck all foil?
No.
Didn't want to give it up?
But then round 2, I played, and just round 1, no companion revealed. I'm like, what is going on? And they were playing green-white boggles, and I'm like, it seems like you could just add Lurrus for that. And then game 2, there was a Lurrus companion. They just didn't click it.
No, the most recent list of that deck actually main decks Leyline of Sanctity and sideboards the Lurrus if they think the Leylines are bad.
Really?
Yeah, just companions it when they bring out the Leylines.
Weird. Yeah, it was a deck I never thought I could beat. And I'm not going to spoil the results because my dropping bombs this week was insane. That should be out tomorrow. And it's the 3rd deck I'm playing. So if you like the looks of that 3rd deck, I got a little extra content for you on it.
I think like the last 5 times I've played against Bogles on Magic Online, I've been playing a deck that I thought could never beat Bogles in a million years, and I've won every time.
Yeah, just because it's just such a bad deck.
Yeah.
It's so inconsistent, Yeah,
you get like 1 free game when their deck just doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And then 1 free game when you have a really good draw on the play.
Yeah.
And then you lose the other game horribly.
Exactly.
You win every time.
Normally, I actually have a pretty bad track record against Boggles. It beats me all the time. Just I think I played 2 controlling of decks. I just have a bunch of spot removal, and I'm like, this is stupid. This isn't Magic,
Yeah. Oftentimes I'm playing like combo decks. I guess I've been playing like, is it Phoenix? That deck crushed it. Once I played against it with Infect, that's easy.
Yeah.
But I've beaten it with Dredge. Normally a horrible matchup.
Yeah,
I've beaten it twice with the Orzhov Copter deck in the last couple weeks. I don't know how.
So the moral of the story is don't play Boggles. It's bad.
Yeah, it's not. It's just not a good deck.
All right, our third and final game with this round. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, this is going to be a keep.
Ugh, not this one. This is absolutely heinous. Maybe we'd keep a one-lander, but I think this was the deck I kept a one-lander with last time and just never drew a second land. Do you remember that? A horrible moment. It was absurd. It was like turn 10. All right, so I'm going to mulligan here. Rob, you got a question for us while I mulligan?
Yeah, Hatter M5 wants to know, if you're choosing to play combo, do you think Devoted Druid is where you want to be right now?
Or that Scapeshift deck that we just played, or my third deck that we're going to play. It's probably not the best for online metagame, but, you know, when and if we ever get back to Paper Magic, I would love the cat combo deck that I'm going to be playing next.
Yeah. I also think, you know, Amulet Titan, certainly a playable deck.
Yeah.
Storm, I think is playable.
Yeah. Neoform, sadly, is playable, even though it's just a trash deck. But yeah.
That is also a playable deck for sure. But if creature combo is your thing, then yeah, I think Devoted Druid is where you want to be.
That makes sense. Okay, we can keep this. We got some extra land, but this sounds okay. Nothing special. I think I can safely get rid of this. Yeah, we're going to get rid of this land. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, I just have a fetch land bauble past the turn.
Fetch land bauble. Okay. Hey, not a bad draw for us right now.
I have no instant speed interaction, so I can wait to see what Corey does to then bauble myself.
Yep.
Just get most information before I scry.
I'm going to get a breeding pool, take 3, and abundant growth it.
Sure. Then you're drawing a card and passing?
Yep.
Okay, I'll bauble myself.
Okay.
We do not need that, so I'll crack my fetch first, get a tapped Temple Garden.
Okay.
So I'm at 19, you're at 17.
Yep.
And I'll draw 2 when I untap.
And I will draw 1 from this growth. Okay.
Okay. 1 for bauble.
Okay.
1 for turn. Razor Edge Thicket, Devoted Druid.
Devoted Druid, okay.
You're up.
All right. Untap. That is unfortunate. What do we want to do here? I think we just want to play a land and say go here, and just try to interact, make sure we don't die. Yeah, we're just going to do that. Pass to you.
Don't think you play counter spells that are cheaper than Metallic Rebuke, and you can't rebuke this. So I will play Vizier of Remedies.
All right, that resolves.
I will make 10 billion mana.
Okay.
I will play a Spellskite with 999,999,998 mana floating.
Okay, that resolves.
Okay, I'll use 1 of that green mana to cast Aladdamri's Call.
Yeah, that seems fine.
If there's one person I trust to keep track of 10 billion mana, it's Ross.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
I will find, let's say, where are you? There it is. Walking Ballista. I will cast it for 499 million something, 999,998 with a green mana floater.
Perfect. Quaddle?
Okay, we're gonna need some extra dice, Rob.
Yeah. No, I just didn't have any interaction. You know, if I was on the play, I get to go EE on 2, then you go Druid, and then I have, a way to stop that. Yeah. But, I can't mulligan this hand, but it just dies to a turn 3 combo no matter what. And I mean, I have 6 bolts, but I'm also playing 80 cards. So, not much I could have done here.
aggressively.
Yep.
You have the E, yeah.
Yeah, and I was already on a mold of 6, so it's pretty tough to do. And if you start with like an oof or you start with any other 2-drop, I have a chance, But yeah.
I thought you had the blast and you wanted me to like commit to a Vizier for some other reason.
Yeah.
And and then I was going to show you how punished you would get.
Yeah.
I would make an extra mana and float that, and then I just postmortem lunge for it with the extra to make white, and it would have perfectly beaten the Gal Blast.
And honestly, even if I just Gal Blast on my turn, you just untap and still kill me, right? Yeah. Well, doesn't that give it haste?
It does, but I would have been. I drew another white source. I drew a white source, so that's fine. That was the awkward part. Was I was going to need a third white source. Oh no, because I still
wouldn't have been able to do that. Yeah.
So, but what I would have done was I would have just played like another Devoted Druid or played Lurrus Bauble and had like this going and more Devoted Druids and the ability to kill you at instant speed as soon as I get to 4 mana.
Yeah.
Or kill you immediately, not at instant speed, but a Spellskite. So like
Spellskite would have been.
I had a lot of good things going on, even if you interacted with me there. I had a backup Devoted Druid, I had a postmortem lunch later on, I had Lurrus Bauble that I could set up, and I had a Spellskite to protect, and I had a turn 3 combo. Yep. So a good hand on my part on the play, and so even if you interacted, it was going to be tough.
Yeah, and just nothing I had, nothing even coming up. So just kind of a beating and a nice showing from that deck. It looked really tough to deal with from the specific deck. Maybe like a Lurrus Control or something where they just have all fatal pushes and stuff. Like who knows? But
with the Copter deck, like I've died on turn 5 when I had 3 removal spells and 2 Thoughtseize.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I still just died on, and like I interacted every turn of the game.
Wow.
And just died.
Jeez.
Well, and like sometimes like also put creatures on the battlefield. Like one time I killed like Devoted Druid like 2 or 3 times, had a discard spell, and it got them to 1.
Yeah.
And they just had like postmortem lunge, paid black with Birds of Paradise and killed me, and I was just like, oh my god,
what a tilt!
Beat this deck.
Classic Ross beats right there.
Yeah, that really is. That really is.
The other awesome part of it is there's no exile-based removal that works against Devoted Druid. You can always use its ability to kill it in response.
Yeah, you can't path it.
You can't chain it. You never get around that. So it's always in the graveyard for Lurrus.
Cry the Carnarium. Get wrecked.
There we go. If this deck gets big, maybe we need to get some cries. But awkward hard to play in your Lurrus deck.
It really is. Yeah, it absolutely is. But yeah, impressive work. Rob, do you got any questions here? I'll take as many as you got before we go to our third and final round.
I had a question about Pioneer, if you're up for that.
I'm ready.
All right. How do y'all feel about Orzhov Auras right now? Do you think that it can still put up results?
What do you think? You've been pretty in touch with Pioneer?
Yeah, it's been weird. That's a deck that's fallen off in the last week. I've seen a lot more burn and a lot less auras. And I initially wasn't surprised by the surge in burn because there was so much Lotus Breach for the last couple of weeks. But now Lotus Breach has come down a little bit, and it's almost come down with auras, which has been strange. I wonder if people got scared off because initially auras was the more popular Lurrus deck.
Yeah.
And you saw, hate cards like Barrier Breach and sideboards. I think that might have scared some people away, and the burn deck has been doing well. But honestly, like nothing has changed to me about the metagame that makes auras significantly worse than it was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So if that's a deck you like and you want to play, I think it's perfectly fine to keep playing it right now.
Yeah, it's probably just trying new toys kind of thing, people. And honestly, metagames are shifting so much faster now that we're all at home. I think the craziest thing is normally metagames would shift when we have a big tournament coming up, and that format would shake up really quick. And then after the next week when we go on to a different format, those formats would stay for a while. Now every format's adjusting so much because people are just playing their favorite format. They're not testing for certain events. They'll just play the challenges in their formats they like.
And they can play that format every week, multiple times a week even. So it really is iterating a lot. It's a good point. So, but as even with the metagame shifting a lot, Orzhov Auras being proactive, resilient, and powerful, like that's a recipe for success regardless of the format.
Exactly.
And honestly, like there's not that many of those hate cards I was talking about. Like, there's not a lot of green around even as a color. So there's not a lot of barrier breaches. There's actually less enchantment removal, I think, than there was 2 weeks ago. There is still cheap spot removal, but with Lurrus, your deck is pretty resilient against that.
Yeah.
I would be perfectly fine playing auras right now.
Yeah. Nope. Seems great. You heard it from the Lurrus King as well here. So we are going to take a short break, and we'll be ready for our third and final match where we're going to be playing for the marbles. And I'm playing by far my favorite deck. I'm going to be playing Yorion's 4-color Copycat, a deck I brewed up with Zach Allen yesterday. And I really like where the deck is. I've been talking about it a lot lot on here, and I really wanted to bring it to fruition. So,
and I'm going to be playing Lurrus Jund, but with a little bit of a twist. You'll see when the deck list comes up, and we'll talk about it when we come back after the break. But we'll be back. What do we say? 5?
Maybe a quick 7 this time. Yeah. We got a lot to adjust here on the back end. So
we're going to need 7. We will be back. We'll get that match set up for you, and we will play the last round for the marbles here on Versus Live. Don't go anywhere.